Hello everyone, welcome to Specific Electronics. In today's video, we are going to learn about one of the most important electronics components, the transistor. If you are a beginner, don't worry. I will explain everything in simple and interesting way. So in this video, we will learn what is a transistor, why do we use it, type of transistor, transistor symbol, parts and working principle, etc. So let's get started. A transistor is a semiconductor electronics device. At first I said it's most important because it controls the flow of electric current. In simple word, a transistor is a tiny electronics controller. Remember one important point, a transistor does not generate electricity. It only controls the flow of electricity inside a circuit. So next, why do we need a transistor? A transistor mainly performs two important functions. The first one is switching. It can turn a circuit on or off just like an electronic switch. And the second one is amplification. It can make a weak electrical signal stronger. Because of these two functions, transistors are used in almost every electronics device. Now let's learn about the types of transistor. There are many types of transistor, but for beginners, the two most common type are NPN transistor and PNP transistor. These are called bipolar junction transistor or BJT. We will mainly study these two types because they are widely used in basic electronics. Now let's look at the transistor symbol. Every transistor has three terminals: collector, base and emitter. The symbol of an NPN transistor has an emitter arrow pointing outwards, and the symbol of PNP transistor has an emitter arrow pointing inwards. A simple trick to remember is arrow out means NPN and arrow in means PNP. Now let's understand how does a transistor work with these three parts. The first terminal is the emitter, it supplies charge carrier, and the second terminal is the base, it is control terminal of the transistor. The third terminal is a collector. It collects the charge carrier and delivers the output current. Remember, this is very important. A very small current at the base can control a much larger current flowing between the collector and the emitter. Now let's understand the basic working principle of a transistor. The basic idea is very simple. A small input can control a large output. For example, in a transistor, a small current is applied to the base. This small input controls a much larger current flowing between the collector and the emitter. But how does this happen? Let's take an NPN transistor as an example. Inside the transistor, we have three regions: emitter, base and collector. The emitter provides the charge carriers and the base controls their movements, and the collector collects them. When we apply the proper input to the base, it allows the transistor to conduct. As a result, a much larger current can flow from the collector to the emitter. So, the small base input acts like a control signal while the larger collector emitter current becomes the output. That's why we can simply remember small input to large output, and this basic behavior is what makes the transistor useful for switching and amplification. Now let's see where transistors are used. They are used in smartphone and laptop, television, speaker, charger, power supply, and Arduino boards, robots and electronics, and almost every modern electronics device. In fact, a modern computer processor contains billions of transistors. This shows how important the transistor is in today's electronics. That's all for the today's video. I hope you understand the basic concept of transistor. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to Specific Electronics for more electronics tutorial. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.